Good morning, guys. So, I left High Bridge yesterday and did a 15-mile day. The campsite that I was originally planning on camping at when I got there, it was nothing but an old burned out section with a lot of still standing dead trees and a lot of blowdown. Like, it was not a place to camp. There were widowmakers everywhere. So I had no choice but to hike on to the next camp, which is like 4 more miles, something like that. So that's what I did. The last 5 miles of the 15-mile hike was nothing but massive blowdowns, some like 3 feet in diameter, and some like between waist to chest high, but branches and stuff underneath, so you couldn't crawl under them, you had to go over them. Overgrown trail that was just like you had to fight for every inch. Everything was pulling you back, and I'm covered in scratches and bruises. I have rashes on both of my legs, and I took a massive fall trying to get over one of the blowdowns, and I took my pack off and set it on the other side, and then I tried to get up, and there was no handholds, there was no real footholds. So I ended up sort of getting my one toe on this really jagged rock and lifting up, and then trying to get my foot to wrap around the tree. And I got up there, and it just, as soon as I tried to move my position to get my other leg up, I just went into a slide, slid right down the tree, fell off the tree, landed with my left thigh really hard on that sharp, jagged rock, and then continued to slide about 4 feet off the trail into some really dense brush, which I'm very grateful for, because otherwise I'd have kept going down the mountain. But it did not make for a good night. I finally managed to get to camp. It said it was a short little spur off trail, but it was like probably close to a 0.1, and it was all up a steep slope. So by the time I got here, it was already well past dark, and I do not like hiking in the dark, especially in these conditions. And I got here, managed to get my tent set up. I was just too tired to even eat. I'd been without water for a while because it was a steep climb, and I knew there was water at camp, so I was going to wait till I got to camp. So I picked up the water about a mile from my campsite. But it was already dark, so I didn't want to filter. Got to camp, got the tent set up, got my bear can put away. Saw all these eyes shining at me in the dark, and it was a bunch of deer, thank God. And so I just went and crawled into bed, didn't bother eating. So yesterday I had pepperoni sticks, couple power bars, and the pie that I got at the bakery, a piece of pie, blueberry pie. I'm hungry this morning, so I'm definitely going to eat before I take off. I know this one's droning on, I'm sorry. But I'm not doing that again. I'm planning for like a 10-mile day from now on, if because the battery on my headlamp also died last night just after I got my bear cam put away. So, and it was a chilly night last night, so I actually slept in my puffy. I'm expecting rain coming up here in the next day or two. I don't want to get stuck up on a pass with in the dark, trying to find something, nothing but deadfall all around. So I'm going to plan on 10-mile days, and then if I get there and it's not a usable site, then I can hike on a little bit, but it'll still be daylight, hopefully, before I find anything, or before I find something that I can use. The bruise is starting to come through on my thigh, but it's going to be a doozy when it does. That's a big hard fall and deep bruise. So, but yeah, it's about 5:40 in the morning now. I've had about maybe 6 hours of sleep. Oh, I'm gonna start packing up, have breakfast, and then hit the trail. I hope today is better, but they said this whole section from here to Stevens Pass, Snoqualmie, this is all gonna be like this overgrown, dead trees, burned out areas, blowdowns, just a nightmare. Tell you, you really can tell the difference between a section of trail that the trail maintainers have been through and a section of the trail where they have not. And I appreciate those guys. They are bloody awesome. So anyway, that's it for me. Time to get moving. So I have rashes all up and down. Oh, I guess circling my calves on both legs. It goes right around. Not so much on the outside, but the insides are just covered with it. So I'm gonna take a antihistamine this morning, see if that calms it down. Oh, do they itch? Scratched and poked and jabbed by so many things. Who knows what it's from? So when we were out hiking the AT, we had this saying, and it was, the trail listens, the trail knows, and the trail punishes. And at some point, I'm not sure what I said or thought, but the trail heard me, and the trail punished me. Yesterday was definitely a punishment. I think it might have been when I ran into some northbounders, and I told them that the last 7 miles was really nice and just sort of like rolling hills and, open trail and well maintained. So for the next 8 miles, I had nothing but blowdown, standing widowmakers from burned out sections and overgrown jungle. I mean, it was insane. First view of the morning. I have been on trail for less than 10 minutes, and I got this. So, wet feet. So apparently I hurt either my foot or my ankle as well in that fall last night. I'm hobbling a bit. I thought it might just be stiff at first because like all your muscles are stiff when you first get up and start walking again, but it's actually a little painful. So I'm sort of hobbling this morning. The thigh is definitely sore. There's going to be a big bruise there. So I'm just going to take it easy today. So this is the trail. I'm holding the camera pretty much nose level. And this is what it's like without trail maintainers. Sun's coming out. It's finally starting to warm up a bit here. Still have my raincoat on. The wind's still a little chilly. But I have a break from the deadfall and the overgrowth. Oh, it just looks like heaven to me. So, on further assessment from last night's fall, my upper left thigh on the outside, about halfway up the thigh, a big knot. There's going to be a deep bruise there. That's where I really hit. Then the left forearm and the left foot ankle. So left got battered pretty good. So, you know, whenever you have the opportunity to pick the place you're going to fall, I recommend not choosing to fall on rocks. I love trail maintainers. Seriously, folks, you can't thank them enough. You see one, buy them a drink, give them a hug, thank them, name your children after them. They are amazing. So if you can see the deadfall behind me that is blocking the trail, it's very similar in size to the one I fell off of yesterday. And then I slid down, so I'll show you. So the one I fell off of yesterday is very similar in size, except there was a big rock, a big boulder right here, and it came up to a point, and I was using my big toe on that top point to help boost me up and over the log, because as you can see, it's quite a hefty log. And then I'd already put my pack over when I was trying to boost myself up and over, and my toe slipped off of that point. I slid off of the log, landed with my thigh on that point, and then continued to slide down slope into the vegetation. It was painful, and it was also very frightening because the vegetation there was so thick you couldn't tell if it was like an immediate drop off or not. So I was clutching at everything as I was going. Now this one, unlike the other one that I fell off of, people who have been climbing up the slope here to go around it and get to the other side. Still not easy. That's about 5 feet up, and there's no real good footholds, but I'm gonna do my best because I'm not doing what I did yesterday. Success. Whew, not easy, but I made it. You have to think, I'm carrying my own body weight, which is around, my trail weight was like 195.4
194 or 195.6 when I started. So I'm carrying all of my own body weight, plus I've got about a 35-pound to 37-pound pack right now because I just finished resupplying yesterday. So that is a difficult task. So I decided to swap out my sleep socks for my hiking socks. The reason being is my sleep socks are actually, longer. They come up to just below my knees. And so I thought they might give me a little bit more protection against the undergrowth stuff here that's been stinging me and causing me those horrid rashes. So hoping that that's going to work. They're thicker and they're higher, so I'm hoping for better protection. The downside is that I've already crossed like numerous streams this morning, so they're already soaking wet. But if it stops the stinging on my legs and the rash, then I'm all for it. So after yesterday's slog, I'm still really sore and I am exhausted this morning. I only had like maybe 5 or 6 hours sleep. So what I'm going to do is I've got a campsite coming up here in just under a mile. I'm thinking of pitching my tent there, crawling in and just having a little siesta. And then hopefully when I wake up, I can eat some lunch and then get back on trail. It's going to be a short day today.